Hi. So I was thinking that the video that I've recently posted may be the perfect opportunity for an epic learning experience. Actually, first of all, I want to say happy Easter. Uh, I love you all. I hope everyone's doing amazing. And I wanted to show you something super cool. This is on behalf of Easter, but I think this video is going to go up after Easter, so woohoo, it's late. But I want to share with you a super cool family tradition, which is pickled eggs. And if you cut these open and see inside, you will see they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. So, oh, sorry. That's sushi style. They're so good. Oh my God. I can't even deal. And they're so beautiful. Can you believe it? Mm. I won't eat both sides, but look at, they're so pretty. Hi, Banshee. You want a pickled egg? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You want one? Oh. So I'm getting a little personal here because my intention, sorry, is to be real with everything that I'm moving through and things that I'm experiencing with my healing process. And so sorry, being so real, but with my healing process and with this ascension process, there's so much going on. And so many of my videos, I want to try to be really real and really authentic about my exploration and to my healing. So, which brings me to the video I most recently posted. I wanted to share that. That was actually, I did that video during, I was house sitting or property sitting for some friends of mine on 360 acres that backed up to national forest. So that was an absolutely beautiful, epic experience. And I made really beautiful videos for every day that I'm going to share and look forward to doing so. There was a chronological order to them. And this video, shadow hunting, was on day 17. And the reason why I wanted to jump ahead and share this video with you is because I feel like there's many of us that are moving through these like surges of like, wow, what the fuck, and getting super angry about a lot of things going on. And especially, there's just so much going on, and so many people, and I myself included, move through these like suffering mind frames, which is what you just experienced. What a great opportunity to learn from, right? And so, first of all, I want to share with you like what triggered me personally. I think I want to get like a little deep, little personal here, but on that day, I thought I was alone, or the day before, I thought I was alone on the property. And I had just been having so much fun, skippity doo dah around the property, half naked on the warm days, weren't many, but I was just having a blast and thinking I was alone, and then having some privacy. But there was a morning where I woke up to a man in my house, and it just caused a whole, it just brought so much up. And for me, the core trigger, if you will, was a feeling of being absolutely unsafe. So my personal past is that I have had like many experiences with predator type situations. I don't know, I've had like I've been I've been I don't want to make you guys feel uncomfortable, but I've been raped multiple times as a child and as an adult. And recently, like literally in the last couple of years, I had two incidents happen on two absolutely separate occasions. And so it's taken me a lot to feel safe, um, and feel comfortable. And I was really like super safe and cozy when I was out there. And so when that gentleman came in, it just boom, there you go. I was terrified. And so it just brought up a lot of like anger and all kinds of shit inside of me that I needed to heal. And so that's where all of that was coming from. And also, too, it's interesting. I want to point out that what causes my personal anger is a defensiveness for whatever it is that which I am loving. So, pretty much, I'm loving everything, and pretty much, there's a lot of things that upset me that are going on right now. For instance, there's political things that are going on. There is privacy things going on that I'm not sure if people are being aware of, but people being censored. It really pisses me off, you know? And so it just comes up. And two, I am a warrior, and I tend to be violent when I'm feeling defensive of something. Not saying I'm a violent person, those things don't happen very often. They have when I was younger. Um, I was at like punk rock shows and I heard people defending girls they were messing with, or so I have that kind of a nature to me, in addition to things that I've experienced in past lives. So that was just a perfect little like, here you go, here's Brandy, in the shit show of her own trauma, basically. And so I feel like probably many of us are working through this right now because astronomically speaking, or excuse me, astrologically speaking, um, the heavenly bodies are making their astronomical movements through the sky. There are so many planets moving through retrograde right now. I won't explain that in detail at the moment, But that, in addition to, for me personally, this was a beautiful opportunity for me to make this video and explain to you some things, because my Chiron is in Aries. And it just so happens that during this full moon, the Chiron is aligning with Aries. And again, I won't go into detail, otherwise, we'll be here all day. But Chiron represents the wounded healer. Um, I'll make a separate video about Chiron. Great story. And Aries represents this catalytic, let's fucking go, warrior like energy. So it all makes sense to what's going on with me and what I needed to reflect on and what I needed to heal. And I thought that these things were settled in my system because of the work that I've been doing. That said, when that dude came in my house, I was fucking terrified. And to the point where, I'll be real, like, I I'll give you the level of fear that I went through the kitchen and I made like cardboard sheets because I went out there unarmed. I'm not a stranger to like defending myself and knowing how to defend myself. And so at that moment, again, I slept with axes next to my bed. I had knives that I made sheets with. Like, I was going fucking boom, kookaburra. But I just want to share with you the level. Um, Also, too, that day, the weather, wow, right behind me, some of the branches. Like, I was running around the property making all these videos. That video you saw was like this much. I edited that video, believe it or not. I sure did. And at one time, there were like branches that broke on the property. The road in which I was staying was a country road. You had to go pretty far. I live up in Humboldt, and the roads, anyway. So this road washed out on the same day. So the road washed out, branches breaking, wind going crazy, and Brandy just like fucking in fear. That's what was going on. So I filmed it, made a video, posted it, and just thought it was great. At the same time, I posted it because I know it's an opportunity. I saw it as being a learning opportunity and an opportunity to share with you, um, that we all are moving through this healing process. And there is a shit ton of things going on in the world right now. And it is heartbreaking. And especially once you move into, if you are moving through these ascension energies and or not, just dealing with our earthly traumas a lot, right? But if you do start developing the psychic and telepathic skills as you're moving through these alternate frequencies and or dimensions, there's a lot more going on that you may feel a little traumatic about, whether in hearing other people's experiences or in remembering your own experiences, i.e., your past lives, or, whoa, get ready for it, your galactic lives or your galactic experiences. There's so much that we are blessed with the opportunity to transform and heal and kind of like synergize everything. And no matter where we are on our perceptions and or healing path, it's a beautiful experience. And I want to share with you three healers and teachers that have been profound, oh, just profound impact on my spiritual growth and my expansion and my awareness of just the beauty that we are truly, um, so touched right now. so many beautiful things happening right now. I want this video to appeal to everybody, so I won't go into too much detail. But boy, oh boy, I love where I'm at right now. And that's real. And I surely do see a lot of the things that are happening. And I look forward to being a part of seeing those things changing by all of us being together and staying focused and participating in the healing of the masses and all the stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And so let's go on a journey. I'm going to share my screen with you right now. Um, let's go. Let's go. So, where am I at? I'm going to put my glasses on. I didn't have them on because I just got this amazing light and microphone. And I have these very large glasses, and the light really shows up. Wow! Right there. So, here we go. I'm going to share my screen. And what I want to share with you is, first of all, if you didn't, what the heck is happening? Here we go. If you didn't see this video, I'll give you a little snipperoonie here. So I even put music. I was just going in. This is really how I felt. I was on fire. And I was just pissed off. Woo! So just all the things right there. And so I want to point out to you also. Oh yeah. I'm on the mountain, so my hands are dirty. Bear with just me. Going in. I was so pissed off. Yeah, so pissed off. Just fuck all of you. Yeah. Screw you. Woo! Fuck you for lying. Just fuck all of you. Yeah. Screw you. Woo! Fuck you for lying to my family. Yeah. Fuck you. That was like the core thing, you know. Seeing the people around us suffer because of some of the things going on, it's just a shit show. And so I have feelings about it that I am transmuting. I put this, excuse me, I put this black hole there behind me because I have some galactic center connections in my charts that were profound. And I think it was like really what was going on. And there was so much happening. Yeah. So, one thing I want to point out also is that what I was feeling on that day is extremely defensive for beautiful people I know who are subject to intimidation tactics. I want them, and that was actually, it is such a huge, that guy coming in the house, that scared me. But it wasn't my own fear that I was like, it stemmed from my own fear, but I was, again, just really defensive of beautiful people that I know. And I want them to know that I'm standing with them and they're not alone in like fuck intimidation tactics. But listen, you're not alone. That's all. And I'm soldiering up on behalf of the light and the Christ consciousness, and I got you. That's kind of how I was feeling that day. And maybe that's how not I was feeling that day, but that's where I'm at right now. I'm soldiering up on my healing. So thanks. So yeah, that's what was going on if you didn't see the video before. Now I'd like to share with you something I worked very hard on, and I'm so again, one of the things that I wanted, that the reason why I thought that this was like a very profound teaching moment is because what I'm learning as I study which began with the study of quantum physics. It quickly led me to the study of consciousness. And there's someone who has developed a beautiful way to scale our levels of consciousness, if you will. Give me one moment, I need a drink. And it brought me to, I found that many people that were speaking about consciousness were referring to this gentleman by the name of David Hawkins. And he's a PhD who developed and first of all, he dedicated his life to basically the science of consciousness, if you will. And he also developed a scale by which to measure consciousness, which is, he's an author. You'll find this scale in the book called Map of Consciousness. This is him, a little cutie pie. So here's the scale of consciousness that he developed. And if you look at it and you think of how your body naturally feels when you are in any of these states of consciousness, it will, I think, enable you to find that this makes sense. For instance, when you're in states of guilt and or shame, our bodies are feeling like restricted and like angst. It just feels not great, right? And as you move through these emotions and as you move through these states of being in human existence, your body feels more at peace and relaxed. And so our physical bodies come into a state of health and well-being. And so the reason why I love this is for actually three main reasons. One of them is that it addresses the emotional state of our human existence, and it puts into perspective a way of visualizing how these states of existence are kind of looking and how they feel. Another thing is that this specifically correlates with frequency. There could have been another chart I could have brought, but this ties into frequencies, which ties into the concepts and paradigms of thinking when you're talking about ascension for those of you who are following this path. Which is what I think Jesus was here teaching and bringing us to. I think this is, I love you, Jesus. I want to go on a tangent. I'm super ADD, so I'm trying to keep it together. So another thing that I think that this is really important is that not only does it give us a visual that we can see how these emotions and how these states of being are affecting us, but again, it ties into frequencies. And part of the ascension process is that as our frequencies increase, our psychic abilities, our abilities to see things and to feel things and to sense things and other realities increase. It is these other realities that other beings exist and other beings communicate and connect with us in. I know that's deep, and I know that's a paradigm of thought that may not jive with everybody, but it's something I believe deeply. And two, there are people, scientists, and there are people out there that have scientific research that back up what I'm presenting to you right now, if you don't already jive with this. So I find that when you follow this and you're attempting to move into these, I'm going to use the word higher states of being, you will at that time also find that other beings exist in these dimensions. And it's just a huge way of opening yourself to not only that, but healing yourself. And it just opens you up to God. And that's real. That's facts. The last thing I want to point out is that this all affects our physical body. in multiple ways. And also too, many of these vibrations that you're seeing that are in the red, orange, yellow zone, they affect different areas of our life or of our body very, very specifically. With that, let me move on and just share with you my greatest teachers. And may you explore them, may you or not take what resonates, leave what does not. No biggie to me. I'm making these videos for my kids, straight up. That's where, and my family, all my family if they want, but these are for my kids. So the first person that I want to give the most humble gratitude to is this man right here. I don't know if I spelled his name wrong. The K-U-K-K, might be K-U-K. Ooh, this man has developed an energy healing system, which is called pranic healing. And it is an energy healing system. And the fundamental one of the fundamental beliefs is that we have the ability and our bodies have the ability to heal ourselves by and he developed systems by which to do that by using crystals and light energy and blessings and just very pure intentions. And he comes from the background of being a master yogi, if I'm not mistaken, and he too is a bioengineer or chemical engineer, but he spent years studying healing modalities and, for instance, crystal healing, by which I think he would be a wonderful. His books on crystal healing, I think, would be a profound asset to the work of Dan Willis and pranic healing in general. I think the work of Dan Winter, just once you start putting things together, everything fits. And it's just beautiful. So this was brought to my attention in 2016. Master Showa Sui is no longer with us. I believe he passed in 2016. However, his teachings were carried on, I believe, 2 students right now, one of which I follow all the time, and his name is Master Stephen Coe. So the teachings of pranic healing can be applicable to any religion and any spiritual path that you're on. They in no way interfere, violate, or their teachings only could coincide, which is what I love about this one, is that truly anybody, anytime, anywhere on their path could benefit and not be offended, if that makes sense. So often we instantly turn things away because it doesn't fit. It's outside of our box. And so because of that, it's a threat, because perhaps it interferes with what we think is. Can be shattering, but again, that's a tangent. So Master Co has been absolutely profound in my healing. Beautiful man. And actually, I want to point out that I'm going to reach out to her and see if she'll have a conversation with me, because I want to right now just give a shout out or props to my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful friend, Gabby, who I train capoeira with. That's how we met. And she is a pranic healer. And I should have brought her things up, but if anybody needs healing and they're in San Diego, they really cater to soldiers. And as I said, pranic healing is so profound. And she introduced me to pranic healing, and I became certified in level 1 and 2 pranic healing in 2016. And then I think I went to Adharik Yoga, which is through pranic healing later. I don't remember the dates. That said, Stephen Coe has such he's continuously teaching and continuously bringing healing to the masses. If you would like to find him, you would go to masterco.org and or pranichealing.com. He also has a YouTube channel and hundreds of videos. Like, just pick one. Just pick one. I want to give you a little bit of insight about pranic healing, one, and the character of Master Co and why I love him so much. He kind of is a no bullshit, cuts to the chase kind of a person. Many times in meditation, it gets for me a little, I don't know, like I don't fall in line with a lot of like frou-frou meditation. I like to get in, get out, do job, get her done. That's what I like to do. And Master Co most definitely does that in such a beautiful way. And he'll like it's no joke. Like, just spend one meditation with him, like pick him. Like, he'll put things into perspective. And some of the, if I may, he has meditation on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on his YouTube channel at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, to if I may, one of the just yesterday, he said something really profound I want to share with you. One of the main things I love about pranic healing and many meditations, when they are conducted, they are asking for blessing, right? And I know that we should always be praying and or asking for blessing, but one of the things that we do with pranic healing is there's a meditation called Meditation of Twin Hearts. And what we do is we connect and then bless. And so it kind of doesn't matter what frame of mind you are in. For instance, I was all, pissed off Mary Magoo on the mountains. And so by taking the time and focusing on a twin hearts meditation, it does three things. And I want to give thanks to Master Co because he simplified what I was searching for the words to do. And the three benefits of doing this type of meditation, meaning twin hearts specifically, is one, when our attention is on all these things that are making us angry or causing our brains to suffer, we are putting energy towards that. And quite literally, we are magical manifestors and things happen. If we're constantly focusing on something, that stuff, we put energy for it to grow, if you will. It grows. It's true. It's so true. And so by doing a twin hearts meditation, what we do is our attention, no matter where we are, we're just, okay, I'm going to take 10, 15 minutes is what he was saying, which most of his meditations are. And that's true, like 10, 15 minutes. He doesn't ask you to sit there and focus on letting go of all the thoughts. Like, it's very hard for me to do that. My brain thinks quite literally a lot now. So this is just such a wonderful tool for me. On that note, the second thing that this type of meditation, not only does it enable us to focus our energy towards something more healing, therefore putting energy towards that. It also, what we become is, as he expressed, I'm trying to remember, is that we become basically conduits. And what that means is we're basically a hose by which we channel this amazing divine energy in, and we're blasting the earth with it, right? I know that sounds, oops. I know that sounds weird, but I'm just trying to like just bring it into terms. Again, these videos are for my kids, and so I want them to really like get it. So if I'm speaking that way and it doesn't jive with everyone, it's that's what it is. The third thing is that when we do that, it instantly takes this anger and all that built up. We naturally, by thinking of blessing, not only does it redirect, we become conduits. Not only are we blessing those that need it, but it instantly does put that spark of love and divine light in us. It manifests that within our heart chakra without us trying to, it's a lot if we're trying to meditate and do all these things on ourselves or so. Just take 10 minutes and do a blessing on someone. Just take that time. I don't know why I'm doing this, but taking that time, it's so transforming. It's so transforming. So again, the twin hearts meditation and pranic healing in general is just a beautiful energetic healing system. But one of the tools within pranic healing are these twin heart meditations. And again, it just take the time to bless something else versus focusing on studying your mind or asking for things for yourself. That in and of itself transforms you. It is so true. And so again, please join Master Co Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Again, 10 a.m., 6 p.m. It's so beautiful and like wonderful. And I like the way he words things, and anybody can jive with this guy. For the most part, I'm pretty sure. Too, I want to say something right now. I don't know if I should, but oh, never mind. Part of my defensiveness that was firing up when I was speaking of censorship, really beautiful people sometimes get censored. Even these people get censored. It just is like, so that's me being a little attitudey. Anyway, that's because I'm defensive of Master Co and like these, like he should, anyway, Julia Balaz. So my connection and the reason why I believe Julia Balaz has been so profound in my spiritual teachings uh, is so much. She's brought to my attention galactic astrology. And first of all, I want to share with you what an amazing, amazing individual Julia Balaz is. She has refined some of the concepts of galactic astrology by being this explorative, beautiful soul and studying. She's done so much, and basically she has created this method of analyzing the fixed star alignments and how they show up, how those alignments show up in your chart may indicate where your soul has been prior to coming to earth. I know that's a lot, right? So much. And so the people that will jive with what I just said are probably those who are following this and opening up to off-world existence and star races and such as Pleiades or Tau Ceti or Sirius. Julia Balaz has allowed me to, and actually validated some of my personal experiences and given me a place to recognize my experience in my own chart. It's crazy. I'd like to give you an example. First of all, if you want to find Julia Balaz, you can find her at quantumsoulguidance.com and galacticastrology.com. Um, First of all, I just want to explain to you why she's such an amazing and credible human. And it's because the level of research that she has done. Once you learn about her, this is what I see. I just see, and it's so much of who I am too, an explorer. She has just really explored the modalities that were put in front of her. And once she just put them together, her findings in these explorations is where the magic happened. And I believe that she is also is a QHHT practitioner, and she studied with Dolores Cannon. Um, those of you who know, you know, I won't go in now, but huge shout out to Dolores Cannon. Um, yes. So, and QHHT in general. So, Julia started putting together her quantum healing hypnosis sessions with her clients and their charts. And she began to notice that the lives that they were recalling and experiencing and remembering were a direct reflection to specific star races that were showing up in their chart over and over and over. Once she began to see that, she was adamant about taking note of it each time, each and every time. And if I'm not mistaken, she did hundreds of like analogies like this. That work is what brought her to be able to develop and put together this craft of galactic astrology. And I'm sure she's had many other ways of validating her research, but to me that was like how it developed and began. And I just want to give a like whew, shout out to the spiritual explorers because we're putting it all together, right? So again, I want to let you know that you can go to galacticastrochart.com. You can find this link on either of the websites that I've just mentioned as well. And if you plug in your personal birth details and follow the directions, I'll make a video on how to do that specifically, but you will get something that looks like this. And this is what's called a galactic astro chart. And this is where you will not find this information typically on your traditional natal chart. Astrology in general, I'm going to try to simplify some concepts, make some videos. Again, these are all for my kids, just trying to put it all together. But what we're looking at here is we are looking at all of the fixed stars that are found in this case, in my chart. not all of them. This is only one page, it looks like I put up, but this, you'll usually get 2 pages. And so you can see that, for instance, my sun is in a conjunct alignment with Sirius B. My moon is in an opposite alignment to Aleph Far. I have a lot going on, and I've got Rigel, Mihal, Galactic Center. I have a lot going on, and the funny thing is, and this is where I want to point this out, and this is where it may get like, whoa, what are you talking about? Because this is a different way of seeing things. But once you start exploring star races and you start utilizing your telepathic abilities, there's a lot that comes up for me. And I have a lot of very clear, very vivid memories. And these weren't dreams. These were like, I straight up remember some of these things more than my own life. Specifically and clearly remember some lives in Lyra, and I clearly and specifically remember lives in Sirius. I remember some explorations. I remember being an explorer, a Lyran explorer, and I remember coming here to Earth a really, really long time ago, and before the Lyran Wars. So it's just so interesting. Again, those are just some things that, like, my personal experience that I am bringing to you that I know specifically and clearly, like, I don't have a doubt. And so the work of Julia Balaz has enabled me to, like, validate some of these things and be like, oh, this is where that's coming from, especially when you learn about galactic history. And this is another thing that fires me up and pisses me off, or gives me my warrior spirit, is because there's so much that has been intentionally hidden from us, and that is a galactic narrative. There has been a history. You know, again, we are one star and or planet. I mean, here we are, one star. There's billions out there. And guess what? We are not the only planets with life, right? Right. So they're out there, right? How come we haven't seen them? Huh. Well, it's because of, I'm going to bring this is all tying together. So thanks for listening to my ramble, kids, for you kids. So the reason why this is important is because frequency has to do with the existence of some of these other planets and or star races. There's belief that there is something called dimensions, and these dimensions are available to us as we increase our frequency. And so we increase our frequency by moving through those emotional states that I pointed out, that Dr. Hawkins so beautifully demonstrated for us. As we move through our consciousness, we increase our frequency. And as our frequency increases, we are blessed with the ability to experience things that perhaps you haven't had the, awareness of. Like, and I mean that quite sincerely. Like, there are other beings and creatures out there. There are other ways of seeing. And I've had direct contact twice in my life where there was something very physical in front of me, and they scared the shit out of me. And that fear is what keeps, I think, experiences from happening. There's a lot of things I think that are keeping contact from happening. But one thing is fear. When we come into fear, it's we're existing in a different vibration. And I learned 2 things, that some beings, I know I'm going off on a tangent, bear with me, I'm wrapping it up, but this is all due to the teachings of Julia, like just exploring this. And for me to even like open up to the idea and the existence of star races was like, Julia Balaz has provided so many tools. I'm going to show you something in a minute. But as I go back to, if you have, and I'll bet there's people out there I've had contact, and I bet they were like, with benevolence. I'm not talking about abductions. That's something different that I think does happen to people. And I hope to share experiences from people. I hope to share lots of things with you, but abductions, I think, is something different. This is where I'll bet there are others who have had experiences in which there was a benevolent being, standing being within their existence. And when fear ensued, I'll bet something shifted, whatever that may have looked like. And uh, what I've learned is that fear can be harmful and interfere with things. Not everybody, not everybody, but herein lies, there's a variation of existences, consciousness, beings, perceptions. Some of them are like damaged by our fearful vibration, right? It's an interesting thing to think about, because here we are, and we have weapons and things, and but let's just take that. Let's just think fear, our emotions, fear being harmful to another, the way we think, the way we feel, can that be harmful to another? And if it's harmful to someone in another existence or dimension, or if it's not feeling good for them, I wonder what it's doing for us. I wonder what it's doing to the people around me. I wonder what it's doing to the humans, my friends, my family, when I'm in the state of fear and anxiety. So that's another reason why it's we all benefit as we raise our vibration. All right, there we go. There we go. That was a tangent. So what I want to point out is that Julia Balaz has classes, and I'm going to share with you something. I'll share these links below, but she has these incredible classes. And I actually took everything that you're looking at right now. She has a quantum soul guidance class, galactic astrology, your life purpose astrology, and your higher subconscious. This again just opened me up and gave me validation, because she not only has her own resources, the the references that she cites are so credible, and just all of these people are just it's the knowledge that she provides in her classes is next level. I thought I was just going to sign up and learn about galactic astrology. Mm-mm. What happens when we open ourselves? I was not seeking to um, connect. I don't know I didn't know what to expect, to be honest, but I want to share with you something about beings from other places. Is not only do they have a history, and that is worth exploring, i.e., there's a lot of history. Perhaps there were other wars in other galaxies, other places, Orion wars, Lyran wars. Perhaps they had history here on Earth before we thought so. Traditionally, conventionally speaking, I would flip off that institution right now, but I'm not going to. So where I'm going with this is, like, not only is there like an actual history that we don't know about, but when we learn about these places, they too have lessons and they have experience. And when we tap into and learn of these, and we're able to tap into the consciousness of these benevolent beings, and in doing so, it allows for what we're calling like activations. Like all of a sudden you may know and be able to experience and have an understanding of something that you never have before. And it's a beautiful experience. And I know there are thousands of us that are moving through this type of experience. So again, her teachings enabled me to connect, and it helped me to reflect and tie in the concepts of raising your frequencies, because I would hear it like, raise your frequency, you know, but I didn't understand why. And I didn't have that's not true that I didn't have the tools, right? Because pranic healing absolutely gave me the tools, but I had this like resistance to it for many years. And recently, some things happened in my life. And so I just consumed it and assimilated it into my life and realized. So when we are raising our frequencies, we're able to learn from the cosmos. And that is what has been one of the most enriching things about taking Julia Balaz's classes. It's not just the content, it's not just the profound research that she has provided. She's provided a link to be able to explore an infinite amount of knowledge and information. Like it's just incredible. So I invite you to explore it. And before you even go exploring any of things outside of yourself, which are actually just us, whoa, I know, but she has incredible tools of self-healing. She has some womb healing techniques. She has some DNA activation techniques that were life-changing for me and really moved me. Julia, you've moved me in so many ways. I'm so humbled. So I'm going to move on because I'm going to get teary. So please explore and take her classes, and know that if you do it, again, it's the most enriching experience, and so much support, so much validation. And again, so many resources and credentials that she cites. It's amazing. There's no woo-woo about what Julia has going on. There is no woo-woo. It may seem like it at first, but check her sources. She's on point and absolutely divine, divine pioneer in this journey of galactic exploration. She's fucking brilliant. And I mean that. If you want to find her, please go to YouTube and or the websites that I mentioned. But if you just want to go in and just see what she's all about, I have brought up my favorite videos here on her YouTube channel is this one right here. Please look for this. I forget what this one's called. Oh, it's Deep Space. This is a great video. Deep Space something. I don't know why that's not showing up, but she has some incredible interviews with some very profound astrologers, astronomers, and she also is certifying people in galactic astrology. And so please, if you're interested in galactic astrology, or you're interested in getting a reading by someone who has been certified through Julia Balaz, please go to her website, and she's listed on there. I too have been certified. I may not jive with you. Check out the galactic astrologers and the quantum soul guidance um, uh, healers that she has on her website, please, because it's just a wealth of knowledge. There's doctors that have been certified, there's psychologists that have been certified, there's amazing people on there. So please check it out. That we're just growing. This information is growing. Everyone's adding their piece to the puzzle, and it's just been great. So My third most profound teacher, as far like now in my life, is aside from my mom and dad, I don't know if I mentioned them, but is Geraldine Orozco. Wow. There's so many things I want to mention about her. I need to take a little sip. Oh, God. Sorry. So sorry. I don't want to edit this. I'm going to be quick. First, your shirts. I'm going to get Brandy, but girl, stop. Your shirts. They are on point. Actually, you have inspired me to put on. I've been trying to put on some nice shirts. I'm a real tomboy. And Geraldine, flawless girl. Every time I love, mwah, I love the amount of thought you put. Like, I don't even know if you probably don't even think you about what you are putting on. It probably is just right there. And you're just, but you look good. And no, that doesn't like, for whatever that means on our spiritual journey. I love your shirts. I love you. But, ooh, you're on fire. Your wardrobe's on fire. So, Geraldine's teachings are next level. So, she too has developed a healing modality that is just incredible. And basically, it it really takes you into a point and a way of becoming absolutely responsible for your own healing. Everyone here does, and you'll find that out on your own path. It really is your responsibility, but she gives some really beautiful tools on integrating pieces and parts of ourselves that have maybe experienced trauma in this life and or in other lives and or in other multi-dimensional experiences. So this is really profound for those who are experiencing things in like for instance, I know this is going to go crazy, but like people who think they were part of the SSP program, or people who think they have gone through abductions, or people who feel like they maybe have experienced being part of a hybridization program. As we become a little bit more aware, psychically in tune to other things that may be going on, these stories you might look at twice. There are people, very credible people, who have had these experiences. The institutions as we know it won't flip you off, but they do not cater to healing this type of awareness, right? Well, everybody that I'm mentioning here does. So that's really neat because there's a bunch of people who are on the alien vibe or on the alien like thing. I know I'm being weird, you guys. Again, this is for my kids, but there are so many people who believe in these things and that have been and had these experiences. We're talking thousands now. And why is some of the things that I've been learning. But again, that's a tangent. So one of the things that Geraldine Orozco provides, and if I may just kind of like, I'm going to read this because she puts it, and I don't want to skip a beat, but she has, first of all, she's a clinical hypnotherapist, a meditation instructor, and other things. I don't know what those other certifications are. So I'm gonna, so let's see. I don't edit this. She's experienced life-changing interdimensional contact experience, which resulted in the activation of psychic abilities. So this was again an interdimensional experience that she experienced, and it activated all of her psychic abilities and affected her profoundly. And it was very intense from her. And so from this particular situation, she began to heal herself in a multi-dimensional way. And she created DNA reprogramming in order to reintegrate fragmentation of the soul. So again, she has a paradigm, a way of looking and a way of healing that is very profound, next level. I find her teachings absolutely miraculous. You can find Geraldine at YouTube, Geraldine Orozco, and she has these super cool challenges. Please explore her work. She also, I did have her website up there earlier a moment ago, Bay Area Meditation. Please, she also has a support group for women who feel they have been part of the hybridization program. She's just check out just one of her videos. It's really beautiful and it's really profound, and I think you will benefit from it. I really do. I did, and these are the teachers that have gotten me through the emotions that I was experiencing in my shadow hunting. I was going in, warrioring up. One thing, and the last thing that I want to point out, first of all, thank you so much to each of you. Master Co, Julia Balaz, Geraldine Orozco, thank you so much for helping me. I don't know how I can, there are no words to explain how grateful I am, other than by implementing the things that you've taught me, which is what I'm really trying to do. And it's a process, and I fuck up, and it happens all the time. And so I hope everybody knows that. Like, well, I don't know. Do you guys, you probably don't as much as maybe I do. I don't know. But I'm just really, really, really grateful for the experience. And thank you. Thank you for the opportunity what a great opportunity, just exploring all that shadowy work. We all have so much to move through, and I don't know if it's just me, but we're going to be okay. We're really, really, really going to be okay, you guys. Like, just try to find solace and, like, let that come up. I mean, definitely have a voice, put your foot down. Things aren't right. It's all right. It's not all right that things aren't right, but no, we're all here, as I said in that video, and we're all putting our foot down, and I'm about done with all of that stuff. So I am wiring up in my healing process. About it. I really love you guys, and I'm very, very grateful. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed Eastery. Holy schmoly. Can you believe it? I'm here to anchor in some Christ consciousness, and that's real. It's on. You know, one thing I want to point out also is that what I was feeling on that day is extremely defensive for beautiful people I know who are subject to intimidation tactics. I want them, and that was actually, it is such a huge, that guy coming in the house, that scared me. But it wasn't my own fear that I was like, it stemmed from my own fear, but I was, again, just really defensive of beautiful people that I know. And I want them to know that I'm standing with them and they're not alone in, like, fuck intimidation tactics. I'm sorry that I said that word again, Master Code, in this video. I cussed though, okay. But listen, you're not alone. That's all. And I'm soldiering up on behalf of the light and the Christ consciousness, and I got you. That's kind of how I was feeling that day. And maybe that's how not I was feeling that day, but that's where I'm at right now. I'm soldiering up on my healing. So